Hello, hello, everybody. This is Listening Lotus coming back to you with another reading. I hope everybody is doing good, taking good care of themselves out there, drinking your water, going outside, doing all the things that are necessary to keep yourself as mentally, physically, um, spiritually aligned and prepared to go on another day. Okay, whatever that looks like for you. I hope you're doing it. Um, Not even gonna waste y'all time today. Just want to say thank you as always. Thank you guys so much for all your likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. I really do appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Okay. Really appreciate it. I didn't give a fuck if I only got one view on this fucking channel. I literally know that this is a part of my purpose and I'm happy to be able to create and bring value to another person's life in any way, shape, or form that I possibly have the capacity to do so. So let's go ahead and just jump right in. And it's gonna be what it's gonna be. We're just gonna see what it say. Cause I never know. Okay. That'd be the funny part. Y'all be thinking that we know what the hell gonna come out in these cards. We don't know until they come out. Okay, so first card out that jumped out is decisions. Ooh. Okay, it says perfect actions are shown. It says, one who can offer all decisions to you, may I trust during times of transition that the perfect actions will be shown. Grant me practice to allow events to line up as they should, aka trusting the process. That any decision that you are making from now on moving forward, or even in the past, that you standing on the decision that you made, even if you was a little bit in limbo about it for a minute, that you still feel like whatever decision that you ultimately came up with at the end of the day, that you're standing on it. And you know that in the process of you even thinking about the decision and whatever decision you chose, that was also along the lines of whatever is supposed to be the perfect actions to grant you ultimate access to your higher self. Okay, let's keep on going. Okay, and understand that support will come. Okay, if you having a period where you feel like you are completely alone, that you're not always alone. And even if it's just not 3D, it may be more of a esoteric. Okay, but you are definitely not alone. Please know that. Okay, with the support card, it says the right help will come. It says, let go, relax, and enjoy the process, knowing that it's safe to offer all to your capable hands. The right actions are always shown, and the right help always comes. So just continue to trust the process. Somebody had a decision that they had to make, and whatever decision, whichever of the two or three or four, however, the number of decisions, whatever you ended up choosing at the end of the day, you chose what was best for you. And it may have chose the choice that you ended up being along the lines of you having to realize some things internally. And also with this, you had to also understand how strong you are as a person. Because whatever decision you end up making has possibly left you to being or feeling like you're alone, even if you're not. It could be just a more of a mental thing, right? Than a physically or even spiritually. Because you're definitely always protected by whoever you choose to speak to, God, spirit, guys, fill in the blank as to who you choose to speak to. But at the end of the day, you know that you are getting support one way or another. Um, Most importantly, I like the fact that it's saying for you to relax. Okay. A lot of times when you have this is a lot of mental, this is a lot of air energy where somebody may have been in their head a lot about the decision. Um, it definitely had you in more of like a jitter, nervous energy or whatever, where you felt like maybe you weren't going to get certain said support if you didn't choose the right decision. But ultimately, at the end of the day, even if you have a down period of time where you're simply by yourself, understanding that, hey, help is going to come and the right help is going to come. Don't just accept help from just any old fucking body, because that shit don't ever work out. Okay, we old enough and grown enough to know that. We done figured that out on numerous occasions where several different times we might have tried to do some things differently. Um, Outside of our comfort zone or norm, which is still good to do because that's going to promote a certain new level of growth. But don't deviate so far away to the point where you are unsure of your decisions and the decisions that you made. understand that support is going to come regardless. Okay. And that's just that on that. Let's keep on going. Because I just said a mouthful for what? Okay, this might be it. Look, and we're okay with it. Let me see. Let's see if there's anything else. If there is anything. Okay, well, y'all go from nothing else to everything to say. Okay, let me stop. Anyway, the next card we have is honoring. It says, I am kind and loving. One who honors my emotions, let me feel my feelings without judgment, and then to release them. Show me how to be kind and loving to the child inside who needs care. So being more, this could be simply you being more supportive to yourself and more giving yourself a big old hug about actually finally, for one, making and choosing a decision, because some decisions will have people in limbo forever. Okay, forever. Takes a while for them to make the decision, but you actually made one. And understand that whether if it's you supporting yourself or you looking for support, that it's going to come. And really, this is just a time to honor your emotions, to feel the emotions that you made about whatever said decision, and to simply embrace all the different, this is a real good time to just embrace the whole transition as a whole and what it looks like. Okay. But most importantly, understand that your feelings are just as valid, and to not be so judgmental about whichever decision you chose to make. Because at the end of the day, the whole point is you actually making a choice and standing on that choice. It's not going to always be right. It's not going to always be perfect, but at least you are moving in an upward movement or motion where you're like, hey, regardless, something got to happen. Yay or nay. Okay. And the reason why I say that is because you're really following your intuition. It says God finds a way. And to one who can offer all major decisions to you, let me trust you always guide me in the right decision. May I always remember that if something is meant to be, out of no way, God finds a way. And that's just that on that, because a lot of times, even when you feel like you're alone and you don't know how you're going to be able to see it forward or further, and you are just literally damn near rock bottom, whatever rock bottom may look like for you. It could be more of a mental thing. Everything else on the outside of wherever, you could be great. But understanding that with you following your intuition and making the decision that best worked for you, and understanding that the support will come, it's just really about just pouring back into yourself. No, they didn't. It's just really more so about pouring back into yourself. All right. Excuse me, y'all. I got my window open. Got my window open. Okay. So with that, because that's why I be doing stuff at nighttime when people sleep. People be up. Let's see what else. Yeah. So not only is support coming, and especially with all this green, somebody really did open up their heart chakra. I don't want to say that it was closed before, but it may have been restricted. But now you're just allowing love and your intuition to pretty much guide you into the right direction. And I'm just, congratulations to whoever I'm talking to. You have divine assistance. And the affirmation for this is, I am open to receive. At the bottom, it reads, one who receive all the right help. Let me feel deserving of divine assistance in every way and open me to receive. So really keeping yourself in an open heart space, an open mind, about how things can slowly unfold and work in your favor. Understand that the support is going to come one way or another, and that you need to be open and available to even allow the support to come in. You can't be closed. Support can be staring right there, dead ass in your face, and you don't even know it because you are expecting it to look a certain way. Okay, do with that what you will. So let's see what else. If anything at all. Okay, nope, that's pretty much it. I'm going to see if there is a good old Lotus saying. It's my Lotus saying cards. I love these cards. Y'all gonna hear me say that for a while, because what? I feel like me and these cards is just like, we're married now. Okay. Let me stop, because it is people that's, identifying as things now, and all the stuff. Here we go. Hold on. Okay, I'm back, y'all. Had to clear that. So I used to, which I'm gonna go back to, I probably forgot, because it's the second time of that happening. But I'm gonna also mention it in this reading because it happened in a previous reading where um people may very much well be treating you like this candle. You're kind of like in a slow burn state. As you can see, like the candle is slowly liquefying itself. You're processing some things, you're processing the decisions that you're making and all the stuff. But there are people that are trying to come in and like blow your energy out, trying to put your fire out, put your creative energy out, put out, and you stood firm in honoring yourself, honoring your inner child, and in the ways that you are being open to support and acceptance with the divine assistance card, excuse me. You are understanding that long as you are using your intuition and allowing that you do trust your intuition and the things that it is preparing you for, that you will get far. Okay? I definitely wanted to put that out because I feel like that's a growing thing that's been going on. And it's so weird. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Make sure it's no more. Make sure we one and done around here. See? Knew it. Okay. So we have two. The first one it says, heal the attachment wound. Your worth is not tied to being needed. Let go of proving your value to simply just be. So in the process of you simply just being, like with this divine assistance card, and she just laying there chilling, just being open and ready to receive anything that comes and how it comes. She's not trying to dictate anything. All these different nuggets that are in this bag, being useful, being loved, gifted, all the things. Yes, these things are good, but they do not shape and make who you are. They are not attached to your worth. Your worth should not be how much love you can give to somebody and how useful you can be to somebody. You simply should just be, and that's okay. That's just as accepting, right? Um, and that may be one of the decisions that you had to make where you're like, hey, if my value is only being held up by the things that I can provide and do for people and not just simply who I am as a person. And just, if I decided to just want to just lay in a fucking grass, okay? If I wanted to just do exactly what this card is doing, it should be just as acceptable as me getting up from this grass and laying here meditating or taking a nap or whatever. Both of them should go hand in hand, should be just as accepted. Okay? And it says, release the soul burden. What you carry in silence still shapes your path. Speak it, feel it, and finally to let go. And with your intuition and honoring yourself and honoring the child that is within you, okay? Whatever these burdens are, they're, like I said, they're saying that they're very deep. So I wanted to say that it may be some childhood past wounds and stuff like that. Definitely some deep-seated, rooted stuff that it may have took a while for you to unlearn and relearn. And maybe that was part of the decision that you needed to make. And I like the fact that it says the things that you carry in your silence. Okay. So these are the emotions or the mindsets or all the things that you may be thinking about that you don't necessarily speak about. But now you're starting to speak about these things and you're letting it out. You're slowly releasing all these different chains and burdens and beliefs. And with that, it's going to create you to be more open and have an open heart space to be ready to receive. Okay? Simple as that. Your attachment should not be. And that may be part of your soul's burden. You've been feeling like for a long time that that may just very well have been your decision. You feel like, I'm not going to receive support if I don't become useful for others. I'm not going to receive support if I'm not loving and, being excellent and all these different words that, fill in the blank for what you know that those things are for you. You feel like if you don't do these things that are in this bag, okay, you have to walk away from that. You have to walk away from that because those things are not what make you valuable. You should be valuable one way or another. And if these things are, whether they're tangible or intangible, but if these things are the only reason and way that you are getting support from people, and say that you choose to, I would say just test out the theory. Stop doing shit. Be more like this. Be more open. And still, you're still coming from a loving space. But if you don't feel like doing something, just simply don't fucking do it. Try that out. Okay? Because a lot of times or whatever, we'll end up realizing in all relationships, this is not just what's the word I'm looking for? Like marriages or anything or whatever, but a lot of people feel like what you provide or do for one another, that is your value. And that is something that has to be unlearned and relearned. So that may have very much well have been a decision that you had to decide on, like, hey, if if these are the only things that are having people be attached to me, then I'd rather just stand alone. I'm walking away. Okay. The right support will come, and they are also going to support me whether I got these shiny love, whatever it is. Okay. Fill in the blank because I don't know you. And I'll never know who I'm talking to. But whatever being loved or useful, I'm just reading some of the things that the little nuggets say. Excellence. If of these things, right, are the only reason why you're trying to support me, but outside of that, that support wouldn't come, then you need to walk away and let it go. Simple as that. You got to release that shit. Let it go. Let it go. And that just may very much well be more of a mindset thing. Maybe this is not necessarily intentional as far as the people that are around you that view you like this. This could be more of an internal thing within you. You may feel like if you are not being excellent or loving on people or being expressive in a way to their liking, that may be your own personal, that is something that you are silent and still about internally that you need to let go of. And you're making the right decision about it with following your intuition because you're like, this shit don't feel good. Okay. I should be supported regardless. And with that, you're healing and honoring it may be a child wound of yours. Okay. Let's just go there. It may be a child wound of yours. Maybe you felt like even as a kid growing up that you may have been in one of those households or whatever where it was like if you weren't performative, you didn't receive feedback or you wouldn't receive support unless you were doing something to the liking of others. And that's something that you had to unlearn and relearn. And that's just that on that. Congratulations to whoever this is because what? That's crazy. And I know that whoever I'm speaking to, that this has been a long journey for you. Okay. And so I'm proud of you for finally feeling like, regardless, you are accepting of who you are and the things that you do have in this bag, but you're also okay with walking away and standing alone away from the things that you have in this bag, understanding that you should be plentiful and abundant regardless. Okay. This ain't no progress report every time you're looking up, and depending on how you have progressed. And the progression could simply be something that you are metering yourself against yourself. Because sometimes we can end up being in our own way. So that's definitely another way to look at this and being mindful, okay? Releasing a lot of that, all the things that when you sit by yourself and you having those quiet moments and you sitting there and it's like there's no TV and there's no nothing going on. There's no distractions and you can really sit there with your thoughts and intentionally figure out what decisions that you want to make that best support yourself. As long as you're being in more of an open receiving mindset to be able to adhere to the growth that may be needed as a part of this process, which is some of it is pretty much just walking away, you should be good. Okay. And that's just that. Let's see if there is anything else. I'm going to do a crystal cord and then that's it. That's it. Okay. It says we have green calcite, which again, all this green energy. It says, I am listening to the following my heart centered compass so I may heal. Really being in more of a healing energy. Okay. Okay. And then next, because we ended up getting two more cards, we have the Apache Tears, which is regarding grief. So you very much will be grieving with this whole, let me grab it, healing the attachment wound, realizing that you had certain unhealthy attachments to certain people, places, and things, or a mindset that you need to let go of, and just really adhering to the grieving process and just being like, hey, it's time to let this shit go. It's not working in my favor. All right. And then last but not least, you have is soda light, being self-aware. You're so much more self-aware about yourself, following your intuition. Is definitely going to get you far. Okay. And every last one of these crystals can definitely help you enhance while you are going through this self-mastery journey. That is all that I have for you guys. Thank you guys so much again for all your support, like, shares, comments, and subscriptions. Okay, if you would like to get a personal reading, you definitely can reach out to the description on the website, as well as this description. And I will talk to y'all when I talk to y'all. Y'all be easy.